Welcome back. Let's give a warm welcome and applause to Macduff, the real hero of the story.
Hello, Scotland. Oh my goodness. It's so great to be back. I took a month off from politics after everything happened, and I spent some time traveling and just really connecting with myself, especially after I lost my wife and kids.
I'm so sorry for your loss. It's so amazing to hear that you're doing better. Do you mind if we ask you a couple questions?
Go for it.
Okay, so firstly, you kind of talked about it, but if you could elaborate a little, how are you coping with your family's loss?
I miss them very much every day. He will always be in my mind everywhere I go. I would say it's still a sensitive topic for me. It was only just a year ago. But to answer your question, it has been tough, but I know they're looking for me and watching me. Looking for me? Yeah, they're looking for me. They're looking for me. Okay, I'll cut that out. Cut that out.
You can start from, it was only a year ago.
Yeah. You're gonna do the cut. Okay.
Rewind.
But to answer your question, it has been tough, but I know they're looking down at me. You gotta do a blooper thing.
Stop. You should do a
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Go ahead.
Back. But to answer your question, it's been tough, but I know they're looking down at me and watching over me. Even though it's been a year, I still think about them every day, but the only way I can get past the grieving stage is by feeling all the pain and letting my emotions out. And I think I'm still in that stage of the grieving process. But then again, when I got the message that my wife and kids were killed, it was fuel for the most important thing I've ever done in my life. So I'm not trying to say that my family's death was a good thing, but I will say that some good has come after it, and not all tears and pain 24/7. There are moments that I've been insanely happy, but I will never forget my sweet little munchkins.
That is just beautiful. Thank you for sharing that experience with us. Losing a loved one, let alone four, all at once is just insane, and you are a very strong person. My next question is, what was your reaction when Macbeth killed?
What was that?
Losing a loved one, let alone four? Jesus, Dina. Okay.
Yeah, it was very bad.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that experience with us. Losing a loved one, let alone four all at once, is just insane, and you are a very strong person. My next question is, what was your reaction when Macbeth killed Duncan, and when did you first start suspecting that Macbeth was the killer?
I was genuinely shocked, like truly shocked. I would have never expected it to be him. Macbeth never seemed like the type of guy who would harm others. So when I found out, I would say it threw me off. But after connecting all the dots leading up to Duncan's death, it really showed what type of a person he was. And I think the initial moment that we all found out Duncan died, it was a huge It was a huge shock to everyone. Duncan was just the sweetest, kindest ruler I can remember and didn't deserve what was coming for him. But you know what? But you know what? I can't say the same for Macbeth. I think I was one of the first to start suspecting him. Everything was just going so perfect for him. It just didn't make any sense. The king had just granted him a new title and was going to stay the night as a guest. And may I mention, when you have people over for the night, you are the lightest sleeper because if anything happens, it's in your hands. So the fact that he didn't hear the servants go into Duncan's chamber and kill him was very suspicious to me. And immediately after that, he was crowned king. Now, I was almost certain that he was the murderer at that point, but I still had to gather some evidence, which is why I did not attend his coronation.
Great, thank you for that answer. My next question is, why did you choose such a violent attempt of killing Macbeth?
Well, I mean, no matter what I did, it would be violent because I'm murdering him. But if you're talking about the beheading specifically, I wish I could give you a more in-depth answer, but to be completely honest, that's what felt right in the moment. For me, it was sort of like satisfaction for myself watching him die after all he did. The way I did it, I knew he was for sure dead and that me and Malcolm were winning, so in the end I just chose the most violent approach I could have gone with and went straight for the head. And I do not regret it one bit because look where it got me. Now I'm on the most famous podcast in Scotland.
Aw, you didn't have to include the compliment in there, Duffy, but thanks. My next question is did you think Macbeth's story added up when you asked him if he killed the guards?
Not one bit. He told me he had killed the guards out of anger and frustration. And while he was explaining to me why he killed Duncan, why he killed them, why he killed Duncan? Yeah. Why they killed Duncan? He would say his love for Duncan made him kill the servants because he couldn't handle the news he had just got. He said to me that he killed them before he could think. His facial expressions did not match the things he was saying, but maybe that was just me. Since the very beginning, I knew something was up, and yes, we all loved Duncan very much, but Macbeth's love just seemed very artificial. And once he mentioned he killed the guards, that's when it all clicked in my head.
Amazing. I know you're tired of us, but one final question before you go. What would you say to Macbeth if he was still alive?
I think I'm past that point in my life where I just want to take revenge, as ironic as it may sound. Wait, let me redo that. I think I'm past the point in my life where I just want to take revenge, as ironic as it may sound, but in reality, this whole situation, along with my family's death, has just brought so much prosperity into my life. And even though he might be the most impulsive human I've ever met, I'll take the time to acknowledge his positive traits as well, because he is human just like us. And even though I'm the one who killed him, I would love to just sit down with him and get the story from his point of view and understand why he did the things he did and what was going through his mind throughout the whole process. I just really want to get this story from his perspective, you know? I would ask him why he did what he did and if he's proud of what he had done and if it all really paid off.
That is so beautiful. I'm so happy you've grown even more as a person and understood your actions, even though in the moment it was the right thing to do.
Of course, I will never regret what I did in the past, but I can use it to learn how to improve it in the future.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Macduff's perspective on Macbeth. We would love to see your guys' reaction to this video in the comments. And remember, the question of the podcast today is, was Macbeth's actions a result of fate or free will? Remember, there is no wrong answer, so please do not argue in the comment section. But we would love to hear your thoughts. I'm your host, Dina, along with my co-host,
Hadassah, and thanks for tuning in to True Crime with Dina and Hadassah. And remember, don't interact with 3 random strangers you see in the street who claim they can tell your future.